Hello, and welcome to another First Impression video. I'm Drew Wilson from FreezeNet. Today we're going to be playing the 2010 Xbox 360 game Bejeweled 3. This is part of a well-known series if you play PopCap games. So, I've got 10 minutes on the clock. Let's check this one out. And for those who are kind of curious about this, if I have any experience in these kind of games, I sort of do. I actually have some experience playing Chuzzle, and let's see here. I'll just hit play here. Classic, sure, why not? So I'm familiar with like the kind of matching thing. I've also have some experience with like Puzzle League type games. So this is not exactly uncharted territory for me, but I think this actually does play a little bit more differently in some regards to those games. I believe I have played the Bejeweled game at one point, but yeah, I don't really remember it that well, to be honest. So, flame gem. You made a flame gem by matching 4 gems in a row. Match it for an explosion. Cool. So, must create a row of 3 or more identical gems. Okay, so that's a little bit different from some of the other games I played. Most of it's just, you can just move things wherever. But in this game, it's a little different from the looks of things. So, let's get some more that way. Okay, so you can't move more than a couple in a row. So, yeah, there's some strategy involved. Let's do 2. Okay, so it does have to be 4 in a row to, like that. Okay. So, I know a little bit about PopCap games, actually. That may have been a bad move. Oh well. Back in the day, it was all about Flash games. Flash was so big back in the day. And because of that, companies started coming up with different games for people to play. And one of those companies just so happens to be PopCap. And there were others like bonus.com, candystand.com, and like numerous others. Like it was all about like creating those web-based games, and it was kind of a small renaissance of video games, but it was all about the free stuff. So that's what the explosion is. Okay. Friendly fire. Okay. Let's create more of those. Oh, there's levels involved. Interesting. And for the most part, it was an interesting time. Like, let's just play this free game. Some people were creating animations and stuff like that too, but a lot of the focus was definitely on creating games. There was, of course, Homestar Runner, for instance, for if you wanted the animation side of Flash. But it was definitely an interesting time in video games where you could just and I think it was all about the casual games too, to be honest. So yeah, Nintendo even back in the day didn't have a monopoly on casual gaming. Excellent. So oh, I see. Like on the bottom there, there's a progress bar. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, fun times for sure. Back in those times. What other? I'm only seeing 3s. If I remember right, these games get harder by just adding more gems and colors and stuff. That's one way to increase the difficulty. So it also increases the risk that you're going to run out of moves too. I don't know what happens when you run out of moves, but maybe I won't find out in the near term. that will move that down. That will create a pair there. So seems to be a good strategy is to try and find moves that will actually create pairs afterwards, but I'm still figuring out how to kind of plan for that. Alright, let's blow that up. There we go. I don't want to waste that because that red's right there. Ah, perfect. That'll create that. Yeah, one thing's for sure is that while playing this, it doesn't quite feel like an Xbox 360 game. It really feels like a throwback to like the Flash era. There's one more there. Cool. Okay, so L shapes don't count. Okay, that's interesting to know. Wouldn't mind somehow moving one of those over. Yeah. There's 3. Is it possible to move that over somehow? Yeah, I can see the general attraction to this for sure so far. I mean, it's just so simple. And that's what a lot of the draw of the early puzzle games was that something that is simple to kind of understand and get a basic idea, and yet has that potential to be more difficult, and it would challenge people who would actually get a lot of experience playing these games. So that creates a pair. Let's try going down. Yeah, it's starting to run out of moves though. Okay, that'll move that down. Ah, there we go. I'm assuming creating these fire things is not a bad idea. And creating lots, because it just makes it more the board more volatile, I guess. Alright, move some of that down a little. Yeah. So, yeah, when things... I wonder what the L looks like. If there's actually an L. Star gem by creating 2 intersecting matches. I'm assuming that's good. I don't know. Don't want to blow that up right away or anything like that. I don't know what it does. Ah, so it creates that line thing. Let's try that. Oh, there was a 5 there. I don't know what 5s do. All right. That was a little disappointing. Oh well. Ah, I'll get my 5. Hypercube by matching 5 gems in a row. Swap it to trigger. Oh, so it creates that. Okay, that's interesting. So it removes all the gems of a similar color. I'm seeing good moves at the moment. Yeah. I hate to blow everything up because that just blows everything. I really want to move that red one down somehow. I don't see a chance to do that. Alright, let's do that then. Yeah, I don't think it was ever going to happen. That's okay. And 4. This is definitely proven to be kind of an interesting one. That was it actually. So, well, unfortunately, I don't know much about the Bejeweled series, so I can't say whether or not this was like an interesting changeover from previous installments or not. As the name suggests, this is the 3rd one, so I'm presuming it's the 3rd one. Yeah, it has it has a simple concept for sure, and yet you can expand on that, which is something I do like to see in a game. Is just something that is approachable, and yet as you figure out more and more about the different quirks in the game, you realize that there's also a certain depth to that as well. So it's a really good thing to see in a game for sure. But you know, I wouldn't mind actually hearing from you. What did you think of this game? Was this an interesting one? Was this, you know, maybe just not worth the price tag? Was it real? Does it strike you as like something that was a good console game, or was it a little bit too simplistic for you? Let me know in the comments below. So if you have played this game, what did you think of it? Was it a good game, bad game? Did you like the series? Did you think this was a good addition to that, or were you kind of moving on from to something else? Yeah, let us know. And if you haven't played this game and you've seen this game for the first time, does this look like an interesting one to you? Something you might want to consider playing, or maybe puzzle games aren't necessarily your thing? Yeah, feel free to let me know as well about that. So if you want to support us, there is plenty of ways you can do that. You can drop us a like, and it lets us know, hey, you're doing a great job, keep up the good work. And you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. And with that, you can subscribe. You can also turn notifications while you're at it, so you can get real-time updates on what videos we posted. And if you have other things you want to follow more closely, you don't have to turn on notifications, but a subscription does help us out tremendously. So something to consider. A small but growing YouTube channel is to help me out in that way. There's also our website, freezenet.ca, and you can check out all the latest in news, video game reviews, music reviews. We even have a full-fledged wiki, so you can find out about music you've never otherwise heard of, and maybe something we haven't yet reviewed. So we have lots of stuff for you to check out there, and it's all free. So something to consider as well. And there's also ways to more directly support us. You can more directly support us via patreon.com/freezenet. You can subscribe to a tier and get access to like insider information, what stuff we've been up to lately. It gives you early access to podcasts and a whole lot of other cool features. So something to consider. And if subscriptions aren't really your thing, but you do want to give us a little tip at some point, you can also help us out by giving us a little donation via coffee.com/freezenet. And it's our little tip jar, and you can help us out that way as well. And of course, as always, every dollar does count. It all goes back to the website, the YouTube channel, and of course the podcast. So you know that every dollar is going to be stretched to make this content better. So I guess that is all for now, and until next time, keep it cool.